Hey guys, Aries here. I wanted to make this video because it's a very important topic that basically just shows you that climbing, improving, um, getting to diamond, anything like that is actually really easy to do, and that it's not actually as hard as you make it out to be. So obviously, you can read by the title. It's called standard play, or this is how you climb, and I wanted to really illustrate that by going over a Dyrus game. Now I'm only going to be going over the early stages of this game. I have paint open, and yeah, so I just wanted to really illustrate the point that you don't have to do anything super crazy, and this goes to the concept of overplaying. Now, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to quickly draw some sort of graph or whatever. And the idea here is let's just do a 1-to-1 45-degree line. Okay, cool. So what I want you to imagine is the y. That's not a y. The y is going to be I guess degree of overplay, and then x is going to be I guess level of punishment, possible sort of thing. So with this, obviously I'm making the graph so I can actually have it be whatever you want, but imagine it looks like this, and this is more of a philosophical idea that as the level of counterplay, which is basically greed, or not counterplay, overplay, increases, so does the potential to punish it. And this is actually a really important concept in terms of strategy games. For whatever reason, I can't make my mouse draw a horizontal line, so imagine that's a right arrow. Okay, so what does this mean? So basically, what is standard play? Then we know what overplay is: flashing under a tower, trying to pick up a double kill by yourself. That's overplay, because unless your opponents are extremely bad, or maybe not bad, but are less experienced than you, stuff like that should not be able to happen. So that's just saying that if I try to go for very aggressive, very ambitious sort of play that's considered an overplay, my opponent's able to punish me for it. And if I go for a slight overplay, like getting 1 or 2 extra CS that I shouldn't normally be able to get in a matchup, my opponent can punish me a little bit for it. And this is also what this is kind of the basis for lane trading. Makes sense. If I go for CS, my opponent can punish me for it, because I'm, obviously I'm focused on auto-attacking that creep, and I can't be auto-attacking my opponent, so they can auto-attack me, punish me for getting that creep. And this is the basis for all sort of lane trading. And obviously the idea behind this is you don't need to overplay. And a lot of the time, and I just want to preface this with, this will mainly apply to people plat and lower, like plat 5, plat 4, and anything lower than that. Because once you've kind of broken past that plat wall, you've kind of figured this out on your own already. So yeah, so play standard. That's just basically play safe. You don't need to do any sort of ambitious, risky plays, greedy plays, and you want to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. So play standard means play safe, don't overplay, and then capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. So all it says is play safe and punish your opponent for the mistakes they make. It sounds really easy, and I really just wanted to go over a pro game, or maybe not a pro game, but a high-level solo queue game, because I wanted to show, just give an illustration about what that actually looks like. So yeah, so here we go. So we can see he starts off very standard. He helps his jungler leash on top side, because it's Vi. Vi likes Gromp. Vi doesn't, well, she could actually start either or, but she wants to help out her duo lane, let them get level 2 first, because we're assuming that the red side duo lane is going to be getting Gromp first, which they might. I can't actually check because it's a replay. And yeah, here we go. So I also want to mention that you should have a general idea of how the matchups should be going. Like, if you're playing Gnar, you should have a good idea, at least the strengths and weaknesses of your champion and the champion you're facing. So you should generally know, what can Aurelia do to me level 1, level 2, level 4, level 6, and then post 6, when do things start getting weird. Likewise, you should know your jungle, timings roughly, like when is the most earliest time that the jungler can possibly gank, given that we know that the enemy jungler does not want to fall behind our jungler. And you can try to figure out, okay, so if he's going to be ganking around this time, I want to make sure that's warded. So yeah, but that aside, you should already know this kind of stuff. But if you don't, just practice farming. What is standard play? It's getting as much CS as possible. So you're just farming as much as you can, and you're punishing your opponent's overplay. So you're punishing their potential mistakes. Oops, my mouse double-clicked there, so I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, so all we see him do is he's trying to push the wave. We know that it's 5 minions to 4 minions, which means Aurelia already killed, 2 of them. So she's about to kill a third one, so he can go in and auto-Q, if this was up, but, auto-Q Aurelia. So he's punishing Aurelia for the CS. Now he's going to draw aggro from these minions, so he's immediately going to run down like this. He could also run through his minions, but that allows Aurelia to run in like that, which allows Aurelia to get a ward in river. So, and these are pretty simple things. You just need to make sure you're looking for them. So let's see what he does. So he knows that once this dies, that these minions are going to aggro to him, so he can't actually go in for that trade. Aurelia runs up because she knows that he's running up. He's going to want to hit this CS or hit this CS. So he clicked up. You can also see that he was facing up, so Aurelia ran to him because Aurelia knows that the minions are going to go to Gnar, and Gnar ran up, so Gnar is going to have to auto those, which means Aurelia can auto Gnar, and then Aurelia wins the trade. So then Gnar also knows that, so he runs behind these minions so that if Aurelia were to try to do that, she would draw aggro from 3 minions, and he would only draw aggro from 2 minions, winning the trade. So Gnar is going to get these 2 minions for free, and then he's going to have to fight Aurelia for this minion. Likewise, Aurelia is going to have to fight Gnar for this minion. This is just early game trading. So Aurelia, one more auto attack. She's going to go in for this auto attack right now. She might even Q for it if she started Q or E or whatever. And this is going to be a free EQ, or auto Q for Dyrus. So he gets the minion for the minion, and then Aurelia opened E, so then he gets the free Q on Aurelia. And then he backs off to catch the boomerang and to not eat the Q, or eat the E. No, okay, so she started Heat and Style, obviously. And then, because he has the range, he can just freely auto-harass Aurelia as she's running back, because she overextended Drew minion aggro, and as she's running away to drop this minion aggro, you can auto her for free, because that was, maybe it was an overplay. Maybe she wasn't able to get that close to Gnar, so he's punishing her for it, which makes her eat through her flask. So he autos, runs behind minions so that he drops aggro from this, and he really wants to get this minion right now because that's what they're playing for. They're playing for farm. They're not you are not able to kill Aurelia at this point in time. There's no way it can happen. All you're doing right now is trying to get as much farm as you can while making the Aurelia burn through her potions and trying to get a push going so that you can get a level advantage, recall and teleport back to lane. Get a item advantage, and then maybe level 4, level 6. Once you get Mega Gnar with a couple levels on you, then you can go for a kill. See, so he autos her away, trying to get her to burn through her flask, burn through her health potions, so that he can win on the effective HP. All this time, he's using his Q. Right there, you know that Aurelia ran in, so you can get an auto attack on her, draw this minion aggro, run down here, and then drop the minion aggro, get the CS. So Aurelia hit level 2 first, but she's still kind of low. So at this point in time, you know that Aurelia is going to be wanting to get this CS, and she's going to lose this creep. So she's going to go for this one, and maybe she went Q second. So she's going to auto this one, and then maybe Q to this one. At that point, you can auto her, Q her, auto her again, and then you'll have Mega Gnar to go in. You'll also hit level 2 because this minion will die. So then you can also get your W, end up stunning her in Mega Gnar, winning the trade, making her run off and burn through her potions. And then you win the lane. So didn't want to do that, but ends up getting this CS. So then, same sort of thing. What kind of farm is my opponent going for? Can I punish them for it? Because obviously free farm is the worst thing you can give your opponent, because you're just giving them gold. So typically what you want to see for trading is you want to value it's all gold amounts. So say, minions at the beginning of the game, they're between 15 and 20 gold each, and a potion is 35 gold. So you can say 1.5 to 2 minions is worth 1 potion, because 35 gold is equal to 150 HP and 100 mana. So if you can burn through 150 HP or 100 mana of your opponents for them to get 1 to 2 minions, that's an effective trade for you, because you're making them burn through more than a potion's worth of stats for the same amount of gold. So you're winning out in the gold battle. So that's a way to look at it. and then sees she wants to go for this. She knows that Dyrus wants to go for this, so she's going to stun him, and it's just kind of like a trade over that minion. So he knows that Aurelia wanted to go for that creep, so he ended up stunning her for it and then throwing a Q at her and then autoing and all that stuff, and he's fairly healthy. And again, I actually want to stress that he's not trying to kill Aurelia at this point in time. He's just trying to whittle her down, eating through the health potions, because there's no way you can kill her at this point. No one took Ignite. Even still, both players have their flashes. There shouldn't be a play like that where you can actually kill her. So again, he's just playing around the farm and trying to make Aurelia burn through the health potions, and Flask and the mana and all that. So yeah, and this is all that there is by playing Standard. At no point did he like flash in and try and do something crazy. He's just farming and trying to auto Aurelia a lot. Now there are a lot of mistakes that he's making here. Like, he's not autoing as much as he can be. He's not throwing his Q as much as he can be when Aurelia goes for the cannon minion, and he may have been able to make Aurelia lose a lot of that farm, or at least trade her Q for it. And, you know, that does also pressure Aurelia a little bit, because then she's a little bit susceptible to ganks. And if she ends up using her Q on Dyrus or something like that, or ends up using her Q on the minion to get it, you're still eating through a lot of her mana, and she'll have to recall, or she won't have that ability as often. So, at this point in time, Aurelia is not going to recall. She's not going to hit the timing. She's not going to burn her. She might burn her teleport early on, but you know, she's probably not going to back. Dyrus is only at 900-ish gold. You know, Aurelia at least wants to back on Phage or Longsword Ruby Crystal or Longsword Boots or Longsword Ruby Crystal with a couple potions and a ward or something like that. Or, something along those lines. But 900 gold isn't enough for that. At least one or two more waves just to get full effectiveness out of the that recall. Considering she only has 17 CS. So she has less... Oh, yeah, he only has 700 gold right now. So Aurelia had less gold than him. So Aurelia is never going to back on 600 gold for a first buy. Doesn't make any sense. So you can say that, okay, she's actually hiding there. And then that was a little bit of an overplay, I guess. And she backed off right away. And as she was backing off, Dyrus ended up punishing her for it by autoing, throwing the Q, everything like that. And he sees that his jungler's up there, so he's going to go aggressive. Now you also know that the enemy jungler is around this area because the crab was killed. So Aurelia stayed a little bit too far forward, and it was punished. You end up making her recall or staying really low under tower. And because of that, she's losing all this farm to the tower. And if Dyrus stays one more wave, he can end up getting the... okay, well, yeah, that was... Obviously, you're not going to because of the teleport. But, he theoretically would have been able to get level 5, which is what he tried to do off of that one minion. And he actually ended up getting that anyways. So, he ended up getting a level advantage. So now he can recall. Aurelia's probably going to be freezing it. If it's in that case, she can just freeze it before the tower, artificially freeze it, take a little bit of damage, but end up having the wave push into her again, and then freeze it in a really nice spot. That way Dyrus misses out on a lot of farm. But again, she's not doing anything risky. A couple overplays here and there, but same thing with Dyrus, I guess. But overall, it's just they're farming. They're farming right now. They're just trying to get as much gold as possible for when they hit a timing attack. Dyrus wants to get Black Cleaver or something like that. Aurelia wants to get Triforce. Once they get those big items, then they can be aggressive. Then they can hit a really big spike, try to kill the other person, and really go for a kill. So, so I want to go over that a little bit. So what we can see here is big minion wave here. So no way can Dyrus actually engage the Aurelia here, but Aurelia doesn't have that warded. It was pinked by Dyrus. Really risky play here. The Aurelia doesn't know where Vi is because she's going so aggressive, and Vi can be there. So this is overplay, doing a very risky play that might not be possible to really benefit from, just because Aurelia is going aggressive in a 1v1 trade that she can win against a mini Gnar with no Mega Gnar anytime soon, but it's an overplay because she doesn't have sufficient vision to do so. So it's risky in the sense that she can get ganked, and she's not able to 1v2 yet. Because of this, it's risky, and that inherent risk turns it into an overplay. So, right here, Aurelia thinks, okay, yep, I'm dead. Probably not able to Q to that because she Q'd to Dyrus. so that's down. Dyrus ended up flashing, she probably ended up flashing. So getting punished for the overplay. And that's really all there is to it. Dyrus just played safe for the most part, and then tried to bait Aurelia to overplay and just be super aggressive, very risky, very just an aggro play onto him when Vi was up there to be able to punish that potential overplay. So this is Dyrus capitalizing on his opponent's mistake, where that mistake is they went a little bit too aggro onto him when they didn't have sufficient vision to do so. It's easy. Farm your lane until jungle assistance can come, or until you know that you have a trade advantage, a kill advantage, an item advantage, a gold advantage, something like that. And if you don't, it's all about efficient trading and sufficient vision. So yeah, that's really all there is. And just to recap, all that standard play is playing safe, capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes. So do that, and you will climb. Obviously, your own skill and your own ability to learn will dictate how fast you can actually climb, but you will improve and you will climb at a much faster rate if you stop overplays, stop being aggressive, or not like unnecessarily aggressive, over-aggressive, taking unnecessary risks, and just playing a safe, smart game. So yeah, hopefully this 16-minute video isn't too long, and you know, hopefully you enjoyed it, learned something, and can apply it to your games. So check out the links below, check out the PayPal, the Patreon if you like, you know, message for game reviews, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, anything like that. Greatly appreciated, and yeah, thanks for watching.